So this was Dave, myself and my girlfriend Janie at the time in Queensland when we met in 1982. Dave was from Kalamunda. I'm from Busselton originally and around the state. Lived in Perth when I was a teenager. But never knew Dave. But we bumped into, we were in a wrecking yard in Nambour getting parts for our old cars, and our girlfriends started chatting and they realised we had mutual friends back in Perth. Became great mates for about a year, surfed together, lived on the Sunshine Coast. Dave went off around the world, I came back to WA and then started JahRoc in '87, and then about a year later Dave got back from his world travels, and he's a cabinet maker by trade and very talented one actually, and very meticulous about how he puts things together. A lot more patient than me. Anyway, he liked what I was doing. He didn't want to be a cabinet maker, he wanted to build kitchens and do all that. So he jumped on board, and that's really what really kicked JahRoc along. I'd been on my own up until then and it was a bit of a struggle, and mind you, we did struggle for quite a lot longer than that together, but the combination of the two of us, Dave was meticulous and you know, didn't mind working with figures and numbers. I was more interested in being creative and getting outside and finding good bits of timber and making things. So we made a really good team. Dave was prepared to do the admin side of it, and I guess sometimes the laborious work, and he was happy for me to just be the creator. So it was the beginning of an amazing partnership that's gone for 35 years now, 36 years actually. And that's just part of our story. You know, we used to collect timber from up in the hills where my sister lived in Stone. That's one of our very early tables, little 2J stone table. That was in my old house in Scarborough, mine and Janie's place. And I'd collected the jarrah from old buildings they were pulling down around Scarborough, got the rocks from up in 2J, and that's where JahRoc came from, basically jarrah and rock furniture. There's a little story about a trip to Hollywood Peter Godden and I made, promoting our work. The story of the flour mill in York, we bought that in 1993, which was a completely dilapidated old flour mill, pretty much no windows, the roof was missing, most of the floors weren't in it. You could stand on the ground floor and see the sky, full of pigeon shit and pigeons. Anyway, in a mad moment, we bought that and renovated it, turned it into a quite incredible 3-story gallery with a cafe, and we created space for about another 10 artisans that rented little studios from us, and it was a real hive of artistic activity. It was a great little part of our career. Went from 1993, and I think we ended up moving out of there in about 2008, so we were there for 15 years. And that building was very close to being demolished when we bought it. We fully renovated it, and now it's, hopefully that'll last forever now. No one will want to knock that down again because it's a very usable space. And then it talks about our journey moving to Margs, buying the land at Narrabeen. It's me working on our house back in whatever year that would have been, 1999 I think. I tried to get as much as I could up before the GST kicked in 2000. And we moved there to live in about 2002. We bought this building where we are now. That kind of shows a bit of a picture of the two old buildings with the gap in the middle where the garden used to be, and the beginnings of that big box we've built, which is now the big gallery space in the middle. And there's the windows and doors I was just talking about, these exact ones. So there's the door and the two windows, and they are now here. So that's another cool part of our story, and talks about our collaborations, a little bit about the big fires we had in 2011. We lost a lot of materials. So yeah, that's all on our website I think somewhere. And I'm actually in the process of creating a book and of course some live footage with my son Mana. We'll create some work through our YouTube channel, and there'll be more to come on that, which will be exciting to do. And that's pretty much a wrap of JahRoc at 83 Bustle Highway. I think we've got 2 weeks left.